and welcome to our little mini session where I'm going to talk to you about your personal year and what it actually means to be in that particular personal year. I want to thank all the people who submitted their birthdays and personal year information so I can talk to you about this. So without further ado, I will get started. If you need to figure out how to calculate your personal year, you can go to my website, elainec.com, and sign up, and you will receive some videos about how to work with your personal year and your personal month and on and on. But anyway, so what I found really interesting is, let me see, I have of the people that submitted, I have three people who are in a personal number 6 year. So I will address all three of you basically in a more general sense because the theme will apply to all three of you. So, that's you, Helen, and Julie, and Angela. So what it means to be in a number 6 year, it's a year of service, and it's a year of responsibility, and it's a year of basically being the cosmic parent. It's also a year where when you're in service, you tend to want to give a lot. And so one of the things you'll have to really watch out for is giving too much. And maybe a rule of thumb might be to when you give to someone else, you need to give back to yourself in about equal proportions so that you don't burn yourself out. Because what happens in a 6 year is you'll find yourself very involved in family, or maybe if close friends. The number 6 is more about your close community as opposed to the global a global referencing. So you'll find yourself involved in something going on, something where you will find yourself being asked or feeling obligated to be of service. So this may show up where maybe one of your parents gets sick, or one of your kids gets sick, or maybe something happens with your spouse, or it could be any number of things where you are being asked to be where you're being called out to be more of, to be a bigger, to do service in a bigger way. So what happens is, this is really a great thing in the sense that you have the capacity in this particular energetic theme of the year to be able to be of service. But like I mentioned earlier, it comes at a price, and you really have to pay attention to giving too much and making sure that you do say no once in a while, so that you can take care of yourself and go recharge your own batteries so that you have something to give. The other thing that goes along with the theme of the number 6, it's about love. And so love and beauty and value and gratitude and things like that. So it's an opportunity during this year to be able to find the beauty that's all around you, and to be able to open and share your love, and to be able to receive love. That's the thing with this number 6. The challenge is to be able to not only give, but also to receive. So keep this in mind as you're working through this particular year. And for Helen, let me see. Your birthday is in June, so you will be in this 6 energy theme about service and responsibility and obligation and self-care until June, until you have your birthday. And then after that, you'll move into a 7 year, which is all about pulling back and resting and taking a break, which, after this year of service, you'll sort of need some time to take a break and recharge in a bigger way. And then, Julie, you are also going to be in the 6th year of service until August, when your birthday is, and at which time you'll move into a number 7 personal year, which, it will be a time for you to step back and take a break and review what's going on, and maybe, reconnect with spirit a little more intimately. The interesting thing about Julie, is that her birthday is also her personal year number. So this theme of 6 for her is like really amplified for this. So these next few months until August, when her birthday is, it's like, she's going to get a lot of calls to be of service and feel inside the desire to be of service and feel responsible for just her people, her tribe, her family, her community, her clients. There's going to be this little tug that's going on inside that's going to want to, the desire is going to be there to help and to serve and to be responsible and take care of and, be like the mother to, her group. And what I would like to invite Julie to be aware of is that this is an inner urge that's going to be there, and she really needs to watch that she doesn't overgive, because the flip side of overgiving is then you get burnt out and you get resentful. This applies to all 6s. Get resentful, and you're just unhappy with your life, and nobody likes an unhappy mama bear. So just keep that in mind. So make sure that that your self-care is just as high on the list of priorities as taking care of everyone else around you. So let me move on to Angela, and she just had her birthday in January, so she's initiating this 6th wave of energy. So she's just getting into this whole, theme of service and responsibility and love and beauty. So if I can invite all you 6 people to support yourself by creating beauty in your environment. Do things that nurture your soul. Go out and get a massage and take baths and do something to make your environment beautiful and pleasant and calm and relaxing. Because as you nurture others, you need to be nurtured. And it's that balance between the give and the take, the giving and the being able to receive so that you have more to give. It's finding that balance in there. So I invite you to enjoy this year, because there's love, and it's a very fulfilling year. So let me go on to Rebecca, who's in a personal number 5 year. Now, this is a very interesting time. It's a time for a lot of change. It's active, it's movement, and it's like in Rebecca's personal evolution, she started out with in a 1. She started a new cycle, and she's worked through, the relationship and the creative ideas, and then actually doing some of the details. So now she's at this pivot point, is the point right in the middle of the cycle. And so you can go this way, or you can go this way. It's a time to review, kind of to step back and review a little bit, to make sure to look at what you're doing from all sides, to make sure that you are going the direction that you really want to go. Because once you leave this year and you move into a 6th year, then your energy is going to start funneling into whatever your direction is that you want to go. So 5 is a year of change. It's a year of movement. It's a year of being flexible. It's a year of adventure and travel, which could be outward travel, traveling to a country or across the state or wherever, or it could be inward travel, which is going inward to discover more of the interesting things that are going on, the drives and the motivations, and just understanding people and life more deeply. So it's also a time for risk taking. So you can kind of push the bubble a little bit, where last year in your number 4 year, you're very more conservative and, more concerned about safety and security. In a 5 year, it's kind of like, okay, let's push the bubble and let's make our bubble bigger. And we'll take a few risks to do that. So the only thing about the 5, which I caution you about, is to not get too overwhelmed. It's easy to get really distracted and really divided and really indecisive in a 5 year, because there's so many options before you, and it's like you want to do them all. So it's very easy to get off track, and it's very easy to waste your energy. So by maybe taking too many risks or getting too involved in the sensuality, because the number 5 also relates to the 5 senses that we have. And so, sometimes you could get a little bit carried away with eating or drinking or whatever it is, the things that you do that are pleasurable. So that's just kind of a word of caution. That's the more shadowy side of the number 5. But basically, this is a year to really, and things will happen. Things will just happen where you will be urged to change. And if you can understand that this is a year of movement, it's a year of transition, then it will make these things that come up with for you a lot easier. So I have notes here. The other person is Heather, who is in a number 3 year. And she will be in a number 3 year until June, when her birthday is. And for her, this is a year of fun, of playfulness, and creative adventure, and creative expression. 3 is all about expression, the emotional expression. And so is the 6. And so these are both emotional numbers. And so it's very, very important, especially for the number 3 in particular, to express what they're feeling and what their emotions are and what's going on for them. And to take, these ideas, they have lots and lots and lots of ideas, and they love to share their ideas. And so this is a really good year to connect with your social network, and to connect with your friends, and to share your ideas, and to focus on the positive and the optimism. It's a naturally optimistic energy. It's the number 3 is ruled by Jupiter, and so it's just expansive. It's lucky. It's optimistic. It's hopeful. When a person that's in a number 3 year gets with their people, they can uplift them and give them hope and optimism. So it's a really fun time. The only thing about the number 3 year is you're so busy having fun that it's hard to kind of stay focused on what direction you're going. So, and it's very easy to start all these irons. You have a million ideas, and so you start them all, and then they sort of stop, because you get distracted and you go on to the next one. So that's the kind of the flip side, the shadow side of the number 3 that can come and sneak up and bite you if you aren't watching for it. So, but mainly the whole theme of the number 3 is about having a social life, sharing the essence of who you are. It's all about, your emotional self-expression in a creative sort of way. So let me look and see if there's any questions or comments or ideas or anything. Let me see if I can figure this out here. Expression in a creative sort of way. Oops. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up, and I will be doing this again in about a week. And what I'd like to do is deepen this concept of the personal numbers, because what I did was just reduce them down to their root numbers. And you can find out more of this information in my book, Numerology, Your Monthly Oracle. It talks more about, calculating your numbers, and also references, what they mean. So, but there's another level of this personal number, and I would like to talk about it, because many of these numbers, when you added them up, they didn't come out to just be a single digit. They were a double digit. And so there is additional meaning in the double digit. And so I'd like to talk to you about that. And if it's all right with the people who volunteered this time, I will just use their information. And anyone else who would like to share me their birth date, I would be happy to include your information too. So until next time, I will see you later, and I will post, or you can sign up to get some free videos that will help support this information that I'm talking about. So it's like I'm not totally talking Greek to you. So until next time, I will talk to you later.